Just got to keep it on. Hold on. Yeah, this looks actually not bad.
Called your number, but you're not home. Lonely nights by the telephone. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for you.
I think I'm fine.
Yes.
I
Well,
am feeling myself,
that
y'all.
goes without saying.
Okay, guys, I am back, and this topic is something that really is near and dear to my heart. I know everybody is not into scary things, but I am. I am definitely into scary things. I love creeping myself out, and we actually had a discussion about Sweeney Todd, and I told him, I said, well, if I go to London, basically I just want to see the Sweeney Todd. I mean, not Sweeney Todd, but Jack the Ripper. She was like, well, you can't just go to London to see that. That's pointless. Not for me. I mean, I would like to see the changing of guards and all that, but I want to see what I want to see. So I was thinking last night maybe because the flights are really cheap here, I hear, like maybe less than $100 or something like that. And they're fairly frequent. So I was like, okay, I'll board my dogs up and get on there, and then maybe the next day come back just to see what I want to see. I mean, I might do one of those, those buses that, you can go around the city. But that's it. I mean, I'm not about to walk and stand in lines just to see whoever. Are they trying to see me that bad? I doubt it. So that wouldn't even be interesting to me. But Jack the Ripper would be. So we started talking about that, and I started talking about the Countess Bathory in the 1600s. And then they actually have she was the Countess that I think it was from Turkey or somewhere. I can't remember exactly where she was from, but she used to kill virgins and bathe in their blood to stay youthful. So when she was finally caught, they put her like in a tower until her death. So I'm pretty, she probably was still living comfortably, but they had to do something. The lady, she killed almost like I think 500 or 600 virgins. Crazy ass. But anyways, so I was just like, okay, like the movies these days are just not that creepy. I need to be like really think like this is some effed up stuff to get creeped out. And most stuff here is like the cinematography. They want to do angles. They want to do this and that. That ain't scary. It's not scary to me. And so we were talking about that, and then actually I did a little research here, and I was told that most of their folklore here is around like the Virgin Mary or something like that, like things like that, like religious things. I'm like, scary. But something that I did learn about is the Black Queen one, and then also this man who was in the village like in 1600s, and his name was Yura. And if you Google Yura Grande, he was from the Istria area, the Pula area, and he was like one of the first, or the first, before I guess the vampires came about. He was the first known possible vampire. Somebody said like after his death, he was terrorizing the village, and they had to chop his head off or something in the grave. They dug him back up, and after that, everything went fine. So, yeah, that probably didn't happen the way it is, but it's just really cool to think that people's creativity came up with that. So I started thinking about things in my life that's just kind of creepy. And if you guys look at my vlog, the superstition edition of my vlog to Venus, you'll see like my audio kind of messed up, which, I mean, I just think, my stand on this is I do think that people's imaginations go wild, and there is a good reason for most things, but thank you. But there are also things out there that you just can't explain. I mean, I have a fine balance. I'm like, okay, if you want to go around trying to prove everything, we'll go right on ahead. You're just not going to be able to do it, but good luck. So that's just my standpoint on it. So I don't get scared very easily, but I like to get scared. I like to be creeped out. And I remember this situation back in college. I was going to this church, wonderful church, wonderful pastor, put it that way. And I had this statue of a dog in my apartment at the time, and I always got a bad vibe from this dog. Like I said, I'm just not the one to go all into, oh my gosh, something's going on. But I remember like the guy that I was dating at the time. I don't know how it came up, or I think, it was just, I just felt like some kind of energy, like it was lashing out at me. And I felt the same. I actually got the dog from my stepdad's family, and everybody used to say that it was haunted over there. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I like this dog. It was I forget what kind of dog it was, but it was pretty because my stepdad actually painted it. He did ceramics and he painted things. So I just thought it was a cute dog. I mean, whatever. But every time like I would be by myself or whatever, or I would sit on the floor right next to it, I just felt this energy like lashing out at me. Like, what the hell is this? And I think I talked to my ex, my boyfriend at the time. He said he felt the same thing. I was like, oh shit. So, it's kind of like, he was kind of out there too. I'm not going to say his name. He was kind of out there. So if it was just him saying it, it would be different. But I felt the same thing. So however it came up, I think we were watching Blair Witch or something, and welts start coming on my hand and my arm. And I was like, what the hell? So, I was like, okay, I must have had, I'm thinking I must have had an allergic reaction. So, he was more of the, he just like, so he was talking about, no, we shouldn't have watched that or this and that. I think that's how it came up. I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe I had an allergy. I don't know. It's kind of creepy, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. And I think we started talking about it, and I told him, I was like, he was like, I feel the same thing. So I don't know if he really felt the same thing or he was just agreeing with me. Who knows? But anyways, so I actually ended up taking it and just throwing it. I was like, okay, the energy thing is, I mean, whatever it is, I'm not saying it's a ghost or something splashed onto it, but this energy is just very negative. And energies, you might not believe in energies, but I do. I mean, I try to keep a positive energy around me. And so I know this is an inanimate object, and there's some kind of energy coming towards me, so you call it what you want to, but I was getting it out of my house. So I tried to take it, and out of nowhere, like this thing was heavy. Like I had to literally pick it up. I don't know how many pounds it weighed, but I had to pick it up and put it down, and I carried it to the dumpster. And instead of just throwing it out, because I was like, okay, well, if I'm not gonna keep it, it's a nice statue of a dog. So I decided to crack it. I was like, okay, because I don't want anybody else to get it, because that's how stuff happens. You throw stuff out and somebody else be like, oh, I like this or whatever. So I'm like, okay, if I feel a little negative energy, whatever, I'm just gonna crack it. So if somebody sees it in this garbage can, this dumpster, they're not gonna be like, okay, why did somebody throw away a very perfectly good statue? I'm gonna take it with me. So I started to crack it. First time I cracked. Next thing you know, this man came out of nowhere. I mean, and seriously, the dumpster was like far out, like. The apartment complex was right here, but the dumpster you had to walk to, where this man came from, I do not know. And he was acting like he was sweeping. I had never seen anybody sweeping in my apartment complex before. It was like one of those hotel apartment complex where when you walk outside, it's the balcony and stuff like that. Well, my thing is I'm kind of observant. I mean, maybe I was paying too much attention to the dog and trying to crack it, because it just would not crack. And I finally, the first time I got it to crack, I had to hit it pretty hard. Okay, this is not a real animal, so, that's not, But, I had to give it a little force, because I guess it was a thick piece of ceramic, or whatever it's called. But yeah, so he just came out and he was like, what, well, he said, do you need help putting it in a trash can, a dumpster, because you had to hoist it up to throw it. And I was like, so he grabs hold of that. I said, hold up. No, I'm good. I said, I can do this. Once I finish cracking it, I'm going to throw it into the, I hoisted it all the way around. Where were you when I was struggling to get it over here to the dumpster? So then he started questioning me like, well, what's wrong with it? What's in it? Why are you cracking it? When did you figure I was obligated to explain to you why I'm cracking my statue? So I ended up, it's like, dude, gone on, when I'm irritated, I get really short. I'm like, dude, And he was like, well, you crack it, you're going to have to clean up this stuff. Now, all this trash and stuff already around the dumpster, but he's going to tell me I need to clean up. Well, ain't that what you're doing? I mean, you have your little... I said, okay, dude, I'll clean up whatever. So he finally, wandered off, whatever, and I ended up, finished cracking it or whatever. So I thought that was really funny, just the stuff that came up prior to that. And then I get back in my apartment, and the radio station was on something. I was saying, like I said, I'm not super religious or super fanatic. I think I'm a spiritual person, but not super fanatic. And like looking around my corner and thinking that, there's a bubblegum demon. I think I've heard that before, so let's not even laugh about that. But I've never been that type of person. Like everything is, I think people do things and they try to blame it on other things, and then there are things that just can't be explained. So I'm a believer in both things, and I think that you should discern which is which. So, but I thought it was just really ironic that I came back and then the radio station was on something, like somebody's gospel channel or whatever. And he was like, yeah, but they were mad because you found out his ways or something, like found out what he was working or something. And I was like, okay, this is like really, really ironic. But me being, I'm a very level-headed person. And I was like, okay, whatever, next. So I brushed it off or whatever. But I thought that was really, really interesting. So if you guys have any stories on that, you can share it. That it just really interests me. I really love creepy stuff and supernatural stuff, but like I said, I'm also kind of logical with it. I try to be. And then there are some things like, okay, if it was something, who cares? It's out of my house, whatever. Kind of like that. So yeah. Loud. Anyways, so that is my story, and that is it. I'm finna eat my food. My salad has come. Actually, my salad has been here. I've just been talking. And I got me a drink over there. I got me a friend. She's eating some kind of pasta noodles. I don't know. So yeah. So all right. Go Virginia.